Have a good afternoon and welcome to Joy News today. In our top stories this hour, former Special Prosecutor Martin Amidu files petition to President Akufo-Addo demanding the removal of the current Special Prosecutor Kissi Agyebeng, citing the violation of citizens' rights, improper personnel appointments and procurement breaches. We have details of that petition, which President Akufo-Addo has since forwarded to the Chief Justice. Also in this bulletin, Parliament reconvenes at the urgent call of the majority to consider some urgent government business. We're live in the House. Also, ranking member on Trade and Industry Committee fires Trade Minister, accusing him of engaging in populism after directing the reversal of cement price hikes.
Seriously, I think the minister is getting it wrong, okay? The Cement Manufacturing Association petitioned government several times, okay? And also petitioned the trade committee at a point.
Please do stay for details. We also have sports, business and showbiz. My name is Faustina Safo. Take a seat, be my guest. Thanks for choosing us. The bulletin is live on DSTV channel 421 and GoTV channel 125. Well, this afternoon, Ghana's commitment to the fight against corruption is in focus as a former Special Prosecutor Martin Amidu files a petition to President Akufo-Addo demanding the removal of the current Special Prosecutor Kissi Agyebeng. In the petition dated April 30th, 2024, Martin Amidu alleged that the OSP breached procurement laws in the purchase of vehicles for the Office of the Special Prosecutor. Well, he also alleged that Kissi Agyebeng violated the rights of citizens through arrests and detention. Well, President Akufo-Addo, we know, has forwarded this petition to the Chief Justice, Gertrude Tukono, on May 6, 2024. Member of our Legal Affairs Desk, Benjamin Akakpo, joins me in the studio with details of this petition. Benjamin, thank you so much for your time. Let's get a better understanding of the concerns that Martin Amidu is raising.
So you've already given the timelines, April the 30th, as of when this petition came through for Martin Amidu, and then May the 6th, when, in fact, this was forwarded to the Chief Justice in an attempt to find out whether there's any prima facie evidence, in other words, evidence on the face value that could lead to an impeachment process. But Mr. Amidu alleges a number of things. He talks about procurement breaches in the purchase of certain vehicles. He talks about the Office of the Special Prosecutor using its powers to abuse certain people.
I'm sure he's referring to Cecilia Dapaah's
Cecilia
case.
Dapaah is in there, Professor Frimpong Boateng, the arrests of these two people supposedly cited in there. There are also violations of citizens' rights through arrests and detentions, and then violations of the right to information. Now, it has also been said that he has requested information about salaries of staff, among others, at the Office of the Special Prosecutor. And then there are also the charges in respect of improper appointments of personnel. There is also that news filtering in there that one Sami Darko is a direct relative of the Special Prosecutor. So these are allegations that have been put forth. What we don't know is whether these allegations are backed by any concrete facts that were submitted by Martin Alamisi Benz-Kaiser Amidu to the presidency, which has now been forwarded to the Chief Justice.
I'm sure that will be the job of the CJ to prove if this is indeed a case they are looking to push forward. But the concerns that has been raised, is this because of the press conference Kissi Agyebeng held a while back, complaining about the fact that there is no justice in our justice system?
Well, some have intimated that it could be. You know that currently the minority in Parliament is stating that this is some sort of witch hunt and that the presidency supposedly is behind this. But some have looked at the tail of the tape, observing how he went hard, railed against the system, the justicial system, with the courts claiming that, listen, I come through, I bring my facts, but it appears there's a pushback. And some are pointing to that maybe, just maybe, that could be one of the reasons. You also remember that Martin Amidu mentions this as well, per the reports we are picking, in this petition, that it was an abuse of the judges. So all of these put together are the reasons that Kissi Agyebeng is supposedly in hot
waters
right
Thank
now.
you so much, Benjamin Akakpo is member of our Legal Affairs Desk here joining us. Well, private legal practitioner Martin Pebo has been explaining the legal processes that should follow when cases of possible impeachment are brought before the Chief Justice. He also cast doubt on the President's commitment to the fight against corruption. He spoke on Newsdesk.
Previous justices of the Supreme Court, specifically previous CJs in this country, also there were petitions against those CJs. President Kufuor never presented those petitions. He sat on them. So how come for Kissi Agyebeng, so he has quickly forwarded it? It's very clear that he doesn't like Kissi Agyebeng anymore because Kissi Agyebeng appears far more independent than Kufuor anticipated. He thought Kissi Agyebeng would be totally malleable, but he's not getting that. So now the CJ has to make what we call a prima facie case. She has to determine, Justice Tokonu has to determine whether there's a prima facie case. So let's break it down further. It means that looking at the petition, she now would invite Kissi Agyebeng to answer the charges. Let's call them the charges or allegations in the petition. So when Kissi Agyebeng answers them, and then Justice Tokonu as CJ sees that, hey, the answers don't exactly add up. They don't make the case totally frivolous. They don't make the case Amidu has brought useless. So meaning that in local parlance, to say, if there is something that shows that there is substance in Amidu's allegations, notwithstanding the answer Kissi Agyebeng is giving, then the CJ will go ahead to set up a committee of 5 persons. Committee of 5 persons. Now, out of this committee of 5, there will be 2 persons appointed by the Judicial Council, and then 3 appointed by the CJ. So that committee will be made up of 5, okay? 5 persons. Now, those 5 will go into the complaints, or let's say the petition. So that's where they will require Amidu to come and prove his case fully. And then Kissi will also answer fully. By the law, the same Article 146, the proceedings are supposed to be held in camera.
Private legal practitioner there, Martin Pebo. But let's head to Parliament because there's been some reaction to this story. And NDC MP for Tamale North, Alhassan Suhuyini, says he's making some strong allegations. He says President Akufo-Addo could be actively involved in the attempt to remove the special prosecutor. Let's listen to him.
Well, my interest in this petition has more to do with the alacrity with which the President has forwarded the petition to the Chief Justice. As for Mr. Martin Amidu and the current special prosecutor, we all know the bad blood that exists between them ever since Mr. Martin Amidu's exits from that place. But my issue has to do with the selectivity with which the President, His Excellency, forwards petitions of that nature to the Chief Justice. Because I am very, very well aware that after he did same involving a petition against Madam Charlotte Osei, 2 other petitions were sent to him against Madam Jean Mensah. Until date, the petitioners have not even received acknowledgement of receipt of that petition. Again, I know that another petition was sent to him against the former Chief Justice, Madam Gloria, was it Gloria or Sophia? Sophia, Madam Sophia. Again, the President did nothing about that petition. Yet, his handlers want us to believe that the Constitution uses the article shall, and that he has nothing to do with the petitions when they come to his table beyond forwarding or transmitting them straight to the Chief Justice. So the President, as we discuss this, will have to explain to all of us why he does the automatic transmission of some of these petitions to the Chief Justice, but withholds some. Is it the case that when the petition coincides with his interest, in this case, he already is interested in removing the special prosecutor? And so, quickly, with alacrity, within the 7 days, in fact, before the 7th day, he transmits it to the Chief Justice, just like he did in the case of Charlotte Osei, but has decided not to respond to the petition against Jen Mensah and the former, Chief Justice, because in their cases, it was not in his interest to remove them. I don't think that a president who is a lawyer, who is supposed to govern with law, should be that openly biased and selective, especially when these issues relate to the fight against corruption.
Al-Hassan Suhuyini, they're making some strong allegations against the president. But let's take you now to Parliament, because Parliamentary Affairs correspondent Kweku Asante joins us live with other reactions from the House. Kweku, tell us what's happening, because today the House has reconvened because the majority is calling for an emergency sitting. Tell us more.
Well, we've also heard from the First Deputy Minority Whip, Ahmed Ibrahim, who believes that the president is simply scheming to remove Kissi Agyebeng, and so they really, on their side, are not supportive of the action that Martin Alami-Sobe and Kaiser has taken, despite he being a member of the NDC. The majority side haven't spoken much of this because they are focused on the floor of the House to do the business, for which reason they have recalled Parliament. And so any moment from now, we expect the Speaker of Parliament to walk in. I've seen his assistant come to his chair, get it fixed. And so any moment from now, we expect to get that fixed. And then the Speaker of Parliament will gather the House into session, and then proceedings will begin. We expect that the newly elected Member of Parliament for Ejiso, lawyer Kobna Boateng, will be sworn in today. The House will proceed to deal with the business, for which reason members have been recalled to come in. And then the House will adjourn again, Sunny until the Speaker of Parliament issues another instrument recalling MPs to return to the House.
Stay with me, because I'll be coming to you again for another reaction for our next story, because the former Auditor General, Daniel Yaw-Dumelevo, has petitioned Parliament seeking a bipartisan probe into the conduct of the Economic and Organized Crime Office in its failure to probe the controversial stash of money found in the residence of the former Sanitation Minister, Cecilia Dapaah. Well, the petitioners, which include lawyer Martin Pebo, security analyst Dr. Adam Bona, political scientist Professor Ransford Jampo, and other Ghanaians, argue that Yoko had more than enough basis to investigate the former minister for money laundering, as she has been unable to explain the source of the huge amount of money found in her residence. Well, let me bring in one of the petitioners, who is Dr. Adam Bona. He joins us now live with details of this petition. First off, let's start with the number of people filing this petition.
Well, yes, good afternoon. Well, the number of people filing, us signing the petition, the one before the petition before Parliament, the supporting signatures are 137, and that is made up of about 27 or about 30 categories of professions, including, call them some people who are unemployed, masons, carpenters, tailors, electricians, hairdressers, caterers, pastors, police officers, prisons officers, fire service officers, you can mention them, military officers. They are all civil servants. Some people from the media signed it, and so to test the anger of the people, you can actually refer to this particular petition. We had this number of people signing when our volunteers went round. And within 24 hours, this number of people have signed. And as we speak, there are a lot of people who are still calling. Also, let me add that we had a good number of people, Ghanaians, living abroad, who signed this. And to let you know that the respectable Daniel Yaw-Dumelevo, he's not in the country, but he's one of the petitioners. We have people from the US, from the UK, from Spain, from New Zealand, from Netherlands, from Spain, from all walks of lives across the world, including Ghanaians made up of, from all over, not just in Accra, signing. So it tells you that we are actually praying and then asking that Parliament should institute an inquest into this what happened, because then Iyoko is telling us one thing, special prosecutor said one thing, and we've supplied the evidence to accompany whatever the petition we put together, and we have enough evidence to show that something untoward happened, and that needs to be proved.
I'm very interested in this evidence because the Attorney General has since advised Iyoko to discontinue this case because the OSP failed to provide enough evidence to back the money laundering case. So why this persistence? What evidence do you have different from what is already in the system?
We've shared every evidence. We've shared almost every evidence we've got. Almost every. When I say everything, it won't be everything. We still have some, but we have shared evidence as much as possible. For instance, you have what do you call that? Some contradictions. The moment you begin to see contradictions, then you know somebody seems to be lying. Somebody is not telling us the truth, because then anybody who has followed this particular investigation by special prosecutor will tell you that from day one, special prosecutor started giving us tidbits, telling us what they've done. They spent a whole day or whatever counting money they found allegedly in Madam Cecilia Dapaah's home. We've got a lot of information coming out from that. Subsequently, special prosecutor said, I don't have the requisite law that supports money laundering or anti-money laundering act or law, and so pushed the investigation or the docket to Iyoko. Eventually, Iyoko then comes out. They waited because they were supposed to continue to court, but I suspect they might not have gone, or be whatever reasons, either intentional incompetence or just to cover up. They decided maybe not to do that per our own investigations. And like I said, I would say I have a lot more information about this, and I wouldn't want to probably veer into that angle. But eventually, you had the Iyoko boss actually saying that, yes, we didn't find anything. We are going to be transmitting the docket back to the special prosecutor. Only for the special prosecutor to come back quickly, to come and say, no, you are lying. You sent us the file long ago. And you will see a lot of contradictions. Even the AG himself has contradicted the position of some of the things Iyoko put out. So it tells you that somebody is lying, somebody is deliberate or incompetence to ensure that this thing never sees the light of day. And ours is that these two institutions, Iyoko and special prosecutor, both of them are under the executive by way of under the AG. And so the truth is that if the AG himself comes out to clear this whole thing, it means that we are not going to see anything come out of it. That's if the case is done. But the good thing is we have Parliament, and the 8th Parliament is a very interesting Parliament. It's not the rubber stamp of Parliament we have seen over the years. This time around, you have 137. It's just one independent who is on the side of the majority. And so when matters of this nature go in, we expect that it will be done in a manner that will be befitting. And if you follow when the volunteers went out, some of the audios, the people queued, in fact, to sign this petition. People are angry. And so as far as we are concerned, this thing must be probed as soon as possible.
Thank you so much, Adam Bona, security analyst, also one of the key petitioners seeking parliamentary probe into the conduct of Iyoko in Cecilia Dapaah's case. Well, let's go back to Parliament, because Alhassan Suhuyini also alleges that the president fully backs the effort to remove Kissi Agyebeng because he dared to go after the former sanitation minister, Cecilia Dapaah.
No, there are other petitions involving his favorites that are longer on his table that he has never even responded to. So clearly, it is going to serve the interest of the president, and maybe the special prosecutor has touched some of his favorites, and we know how he clears his favorites and how he celebrates them. In the case of Madam Cecilia Dapaah, even before investigations, went into the matter, we saw the love letter that he wrote expressing his confidence in Madam Cecilia Dapaah, and for the special prosecutor to dare disagree with his thinking about Madam Cecilia Dapaah, you shouldn't be surprised that a petition against the person who has disagreed with him in that manner is treated the way that he is treating it. So it's going to serve the interests of the president. That is why I think that this whole conversation must not be about the merit or otherwise of the petition. It should not be about the special prosecutor or Martin Amidu. It should be about the conduct of the president and how selective he is when it comes to transmitting petitions against people who he has appointed into office. When they are his favorites, the petitions don't get attention. But when the people involved are people that he already has an interest in removing, it looks like he responds within the 7-day period and triggers the necessary actions to remove them.
Well, let's stay in Parliament because the ranking member on the Trade and Industry and Tourism Committee, Yusuf Suleiman, is fighting the Trades Minister, Katie Hammond, accusing him of engaging in populism. Well, the Trade Minister's directive for an immediate cement price reduction has been rejected by the Cement Manufacturers Association, who have blamed the cedi slump for the hike. Well, we'll give you their reaction shortly. But speaking to Joy News in Parliament, Yusuf Suleiman charged Katie Hammond to rather work to create an environment that will lead to a reduction in prices rather than doing so illegally through the populist means.
The minister is getting it wrong, okay? The Cement Manufacturing Association petitioned government several times, okay? And also petitioned the trade committee at a point. And we engaged the then minister and we asked that he should address the root cause of the high prices of cement. I remember I issued about 2 or 3 statements, and I also read a statement on the floor of Parliament articulating the reasons why prices of cement are high reckoning. One is because of the taxes that they have imposed on clinker when you import it. But as I speak to you, there is a levy on what they call fumigation levy. And this fumigation levy is levied on clinker, which is not necessary. Even as they import clinker, nobody fumigates it. Yet they're paying levies on that. That is 2. The other one is that demurrage. When the clinker comes or when the materials come that is used for the raw material comes, instead of you to facilitate the process of clearing it quickly, they always will leave it there, put some stringent conditions under it, and it becomes difficult for the cement manufacturers to be able to clear it, thereby causing them some financial loss. And when that happens, they will put that on the prices of cement. So for me, it may look populist. Yes, if you ask me, he's just trying to do politics with it. He should address the root cause. He should call on the association, sit with them, and then let's all identify the root cause. And the root cause, like I said, high taxes, to dedicating a port area for them to be able to clear their goods quickly is another solution. And so for me, if the minister is doing it, on what law, on the basis of which law is he saying that they should reduce it? They are in a competitive market, okay? So you can't force them. You should rather engage them, let's appeal to them, whilst also looking at a lasting solution in terms of getting to the root cause and solving the problems that we are supposed to solve. And this kind of populist statement, it won't go anywhere. It won't go anywhere.
Meanwhile, my colleague Esther Nkrumah has been engaging some cement retailers who have already started adjusting their prices of cement today in the market because they say the cost of production is too much. Hence, as retailers, they have to ensure they secure their profits.
The prices of cement has surged drastically, prompting the Minister for Trades and Industry to urge cement manufacturing organizations to reduce their prices. We've been to several shops here in Accra to interact with traders as to why the price of the cement keeps increasing. I spoke to a particular trader who said that he had to increase his price by 10 cedis just this morning. So the cement he used to sell for 82 cedis is now selling for 92 cedis. I spoke to another trader who says that she's been forced to increase the price to 105 cedis. They complain that customers do not come to buy their product like they used to. And some of them have attributed the increase in the price of cement to the decline in the value of the cedi. From Accra, Esther A.C. Nkrumah.
Well, former Interior Minister Cletus Avoka has described Yoko's treatment of Cecilia Dapaah's case a travesty of justice, adding it does not help the country progress in the fight against corruption. He's been speaking to my colleague Kissi Agyebeng in a yet-to-be-aired interview on PM Express.
It's a travesty of justice. You see, if we want to fight corruption, then the corruption agencies must be able to synergize, must be able to work together and then complement each other, must be able to close gaps amongst themselves and then work. Otherwise, it's not enough to create, MPP have been boasting, Nana will boast, that I've created OSP, I've done this, I've done that. To what effect? What is the use of creating them?
Yeah,
what's the use of creating them when the gaps are there? I mean, how is it possible? Even the ordinary man, you don't need to be a lawyer. Ordinary man. Somebody has a minister of state or a public officer has over $1 million or euros in the house. How much is the salary and what business? They should tell us this. Brother died and the money is from donations. Funeral will go in Ghana here. You don't give dollars and euros and pounds. How many? To the extent that you can get $1 million, 1 million euros. What law is this? So at the end of the day, what structures have we created in the country to fight corruption? Zero. And the MPP administration. What structures have we created? They are just there getting salary and even not being corrupt themselves. It's corruption for OSP and then Yoko to say that there is nothing the woman has committed. I'm not against her. I'm talking about principles. She's a nice lady. We know each other very well. I don't mean harm for her, but the law is the law. At a certain point, the burden of proof shifts to the suspect.
True.
As far as corruption is concerned, I think that the government of the day must do something more.
Okay.
Otherwise, these agencies that are there to fight corruption are just there for window dressing.
Well, the full interview airs today 9 p.m. on PM Personality Profile on the Joy News channel. Please make a date. Now, let's do some other stories. We're taking you now to the central region, where fishermen in Manford in the region are urging government to complete the fishing landing site currently under construction. They say the incomplete harbour is causing numerous canoe accidents. The fishermen made this appeal when Check Right Foundation started providing basic safety training to help reduce accidents at sea. There's more in this report.
To the fisher folk, the ongoing project at Manford, though good, should be reassessed to help them in their work. They say a number of death-related accidents have occurred due to the nature of the project. Nana Kwamenobo is the chief fisherman of Manford.
Samraka Kanusa Amdeja was 7 pana or dozen. Na I 25. Assess they wish only never brace that quality pesa, why in the pest. Say, can you pay Ashon Pana? A mile Ashon a day, in person Ashon Pana.
The number of accidents are uncountable. About 25 canoes have so far been destroyed. We have recorded about 6 deaths, and there are many who are currently receiving treatment as a result. We requested for the harbour to be built, but it needs to be relooked at to serve our needs. The current state of the project will not help us.
But the more energy, the quality Ghana by yes, Sanala, almost on to name of Joma. On to name of Joma, Lanny Beach and Wayan. On boy here. Saber Joma is a fishing boat.
because a lot of the canoes are unable to dock at our beach. As I speak with you, there are many of the canoes that are unable to land here. We see ropes hanging around the project every day, and that makes people fall down very often.
Boys na guess na obampana what ye dwuma no na man wa pobi na na ogina to fom be ni we pira na wagina ko hospital ni na da bia na ala pesi ye mpanyifa ye okrom he yodo ni na che ade na wa ye no wa ye adwuma no mum na onzi mu papa.
Non-governmental organization Check Right Foundation is intervening to help train the fishers and equip them with basic safety practices that would help reduce the risk. Jude Bonney is the CEO of the foundation.
Made the Kamenye Opofohin Akasa. I'm a watch war consensus P. Being there, walk on Sudo, Ebia, in Suroto, and a boat in Norigi. No, there, my wawina, you odugo. Even the baby simple, when you be there, sea divers are.
I've already spoken with the chief fisherman and he's shared their concerns with me. We have observed some of the dangers that happen at sea, and these cause a lot of accidents. It was one of the incidents that happened recently that informed my group to intervene. When it happened, there was no CPR to resuscitate the victims. It's not only here that is experiencing these challenges. A lot of the coastal areas are also experiencing same. We hope that this pilot project helps them so we can extend same training to Elmina, Sekendi, and other coastal lines. The fishermen say the swift intervention by government will help them a great deal to minimize the rate of accidents.
You're still watching Joy News today. We're taking a quick breather. When we come back, we'll be back with business to stay tuned in. Welcome to the business segment on JN Today with me, Emma Davis. To our stories, 35 agri startups are competing for seed funding from Customers Innovation Center and its partners through the Agritech Challenge Pro. Speaking to Joy Business, Executive Director of KIC, Benjamin Jankese, indicated that the competition is part of the company's efforts to help address the unemployment challenge in the country. The Agritech Challenge Pro is the next stage after Customers Innovation Center's Agritech Challenge Classic and the stage before the KIC Business Incubation Program. According to Executive Director of Customers Innovation Center, Benjamin Jankese, the center is working assiduously to empower startups in the agri sector.
Through these activities in itself, KIC is allowing the young person to identify employment opportunities, first of all for themselves, and also through the successes of their businesses, of also employing others. So over the past years, KIC have trained over 3,500 young entrepreneurs in this area. And out of that, quite a number, hundreds, I would say a few thousands of direct employment have come from the businesses that KIC have established and also the SMEs that we have supported through the KIC Business Booster Program.
The MasterCard Foundation has partnered Customers Innovation Center to fund agri startups over the past 3 years. Godfred Odamten Soa is head of entrepreneurship at MasterCard Foundation.
The MasterCard Foundation is implementing the Young Africa Work Strategy, which essentially is to enable 30 million young people in Africa access dignified and fulfilling work, 70% being women. In Ghana, that number translates to 3 million young people accessing dignified and fulfilling work between now and 2030. Our partnership with the KIC on the Initiative for Youth in Agricultural Transformation is a fantastic example of what we are trying to do with young people, walking them on the journey where we build them with skills and also support them with their journey from ideation to getting their MVPs out so that they are providing solutions, innovative solutions in agricultural space.
Goldfields Ghana Foundation has launched its 20th anniversary celebrations with a commitment to expand scope of activities, including health and infrastructure development in host communities. More in this report.
In the heart of Ghana's mining communities lies the Apinto Divisional Area, where the Goldfields Foundation has been a beacon of hope and progress for the past 2 decades. The Executive Secretary of Goldfields Ghana Foundation, Abdul Razak Yakubu, reflects on the foundation's journey in this 20 years.
20 years has been exciting. I have been involved in at least 17 of those 20 years, and I can attest that it's been exciting in a positive way. We are excited at seeing the impact that Goldfields has made through the foundation. When you go to any corner of Ghana and even beyond, you can find somebody, a professional, who is one of the over 2,700 graduates of our scholarship, and this brings us a lot of joy. Our great interventions, this also brings us a lot of joy. So it has been an exciting journey. In terms of infrastructure, Takwa has changed, Daman has changed, Huni Valley has changed. We've enjoyed the peace to work for this long, and you will hardly hear of any community agitation involving Goldfields, and it's because of the relationship we have built. So if the chiefs are calling for greater collaboration, we welcome it. We'll sit down with them and then try and find out the details, what exactly does that mean. But there are no barriers to the level at which we want to collaborate. Our doors are always open, and in fact, bear in mind, we are here as a mining company. A lot of things we are doing are not our primary business. So we always open our doors to listen to those who have the experience, those who have the mandate, like the municipal assemblies and all that, so that we can incorporate that and give the communities what they truly deserve.
The foundation's impact is visible in every corner of Ghana, from scholarship for over 2,700 graduates to infrastructure development in communities like Takwa, Daman and Huni Valley. Goldfields has left an indelible mark on the landscape of Ghana. Chief Executive Officer, Chamber of Mines, Suleiman Koni, emphasized the need for collaboration among stakeholders.
The reality is that we cannot take for granted the presence of Goldfields and assume that we would continue to have a thriving foundation. Why do I say so? Because as Razak demonstrated, we fund the foundation through effective production. If today the mines are not there, if production declines, effectively what it means is that the amount of funds which are going to the foundation through the operating companies will dwindle, and you don't want to do that. The beneficiaries of the foundations will have a keen interest in the operations of Goldfields, both Daman and Takwa, and supports them every step of the way. It is also important, in summary, to also recognize the symbiotic relationship between Goldfields and the community. So here we want to plead.
That's all for business. I am Emma Davis. For more business news, do log on to myjoyonline.com. JN Today continues. Please stay.
Time now to bring you sports on Joy News today with me, Muftau Nabila Abdullah. Ghana's record holder in women's long jump, Deborah Akwa, has revealed that the Ministry of Youth and Sports supported 2 other athletes with $8,000 who were injured during the Budapest World Athletics Championships, but overlooked her when she requested for similar financial support to treat her injury. According to her, due to an interview she granted to Joy Sports stating that Ghana failed her, the Ministry of Youth and Sports refused to give her the financial support.
That was the only one I was expecting. I think the only one that I was expecting that broke my heart would be, I think they sent 2 ministers to come to the game. So, you know, on the normal they will just come and then give whatever they're supposed to give and then go away. But then this time they came and then they asked about an interview I did with Fentio at the World Times where.
Oh, you're going to Budapest, yeah, right?
That is Budapest.
Okay.
But I think that was after my jump where I said something about, Ghana promising, because I didn't mention anybody's name, but I remember our friend to asking and I said, oh yeah, Ghana promised, because I didn't want to, So then they came to ask me who they promised me. And I said, oh, it was GOC, it's the new Mensa. And they said, well, they were wondering like who promised me and stuff like that. So, So I remember 2 of the ministers came and they sat us down to ask us individually what we needed help with. So I told them that throughout my whole 4 years here at SNM, I had not altered an interview where I mentioned, that I needed help with anything. Because whatever I needed, my school, provided. So I never had an interview where I spoke about, needing support or something. So then me talking about it now means like I really need it. So after whatever we talked about, the discussion, I heard they gave the other 2 some money, if I can recall. I don't know if I'm wrong, but I heard it was, I think, 8,000 US. So so I was even thinking that, maybe I'll be called to, maybe also get something. So I was just there, but I didn't hear anything from them. So I remember I went downstairs. I think it was the same day or the next day. So I saw Mr. Bauer. I went to sit close to him and I asked him, hey, I heard that so and so, so I'm also going to get something. And then, to be honest, he said, no, because I'm not going to get the money because I got injured when I was in school. So that means my school's supposed to take care of me or something, right? So then I was so I was down, like I wasn't expecting that from them. So I was so shocked. So I was like, oh really? Yeah. So I was like, oh really? I didn't get some of the money because I got injured whilst I was in school. But then Joe Paul got injured that year. Dad was also in school. So he also got injured whilst he was in school because I remember his season was really, tough, stuff like that. So, like, what happened? Like, why me?
A difficult question that she asked. But the Premier League is getting to its final phase. The final matches will be happening on Sunday. Who wins it? Is it going to be Manchester City or Arsenal? Manchester City will be playing their final game on Sunday, just as Arsenal. 2 points separate top end and second place. Arsenal, Everton, Brentford, Newcastle United, Brighton, Man United, Burnley, Nottingham Forest, Chelsea, Bournemouth, Crystal Palace, Aston Villa, Liverpool, Wolves, Luton Town versus Fulham, Man City versus West Ham United, Sheffield United versus Spurs. And with Manchester City having 2 points advantage, there's a likelihood that they will win in the Premier League title for the 4th consecutive season. That's your sports for now. We do have more sports stories on myjoyonline.com.
Good afternoon, you welcome to the Showbiz segments with me, Jacqueline Ansuma Yeboah. Now, award-winning Afrobeat artist Oluwatosin Ajibade, popularly known as Mr. Easy, says the digitalization of music has made it easy for artists to directly benefit from monetization of your products from anywhere across the globe. Speaking at the 3i Africa Summit in Accra, Mr. Easy emphasized the importance of African artists prioritizing copyright protection for their creative works.
Copyright protection system in the world. So everybody here, if we play some music, you can Shazam it and it tells you the song. Whether the song was made in Kumasi or it was made in Tamale. Once you upload it, you have a digital DNA. You have a nice ISRC number that is international. And today, unfortunately, unlike maybe fashion, and we've had it at Empower, my music label, even when the biggest artist in the world has taken a 17-year-old producer's song in Nigeria and twisted it and put it on the best performing album in the world, I think a year ago, we, an African company, were able to freeze all the monetization on that particular copyright and make sure the writers are credited and paid. So I just wanted to say this because I know a lot of times when we speak like this, people just come and tell me, yo, easy, it's impossible to protect music IP. It's a lie.
Now, a significant disappointment for Ghanaian artists as they miss out on nominations for the highly anticipated 2024 BET Awards, with Nigerian talents once again taking the spotlight. Leading the Nigerian nominations is singer Ira Star, who has secured 3 nominations across various categories. We have more in this report.
Nigeria's music stars are striking all the right note at the 2024 BET Awards, with a septet of stars taking center stage. The lineup includes Ira Star, Burna Boy, Tems, Ashake, Shaggy Vibes, Davido, and Lojay. Ira Star leads the Nigerian pack with 3 nominations, including Best New International Act, BET Hair, and Best International Act. Not far behind, Burna Boy secures 2 nominations in Best Male Hip Hop Artist and Best Male R&B or Pop Artist categories.
Baby, don't mind when you see them.
Burna Boy actually faces a tough crowd, going head-to-head with industry titans like Drake, Usher, Chris Brown, and Kendrick Lamar. Meanwhile, Tems makes her mark with a nomination in the Video Director of the Year category.
Give me one break, I need faith to believe you, faith to receive you.
Flying the flag of South Africa, singer Tyler tops the African artist with the most nominations, bagging 4 nods. Drake tops the overall nominations leaderboard with a staggering 7 nominations, followed closely by Nicki Minaj with 6. In a year of fierce competition and amazing talent, all eyes are on BET Awards to see who will hit the right note and take home the coveted trophies. For Joy News, I am Jacqueline Ansama Yabwa.
Well, congratulations to these Nigerian acts. And on that note, we wrap up for the showbiz segments with me, Jacqueline Ansama Yabwa.
Jacqueline, this is the best time for Ghana to file a petition. Our music industry will need to petition BET.
Yeah.
And even the Grammys, because how can Sarkodie not get a nomination?
We haven't
Stone
been making
Boy.
I know, right?
Chatawale. Like, this is...
Last year
unpardonable.
you had a nomination for BET, but this year he didn't get any.
We have to file a petition. I'm sure the entertainment industry, they should lead that for us. Well, that's it for Joy News today. For more news, please log on to myjoyonline.com. Some top stories there is also about Iyoko and Kissi Agyebeng. Well, we'll be giving you more of that story in subsequent bulletin. My name is Faustina Safo. Have a pleasant day as you enjoy the rest of our programs. Bye.